We hear it all the time in conversations. So-and-so has great character, so-and-so has poor character. Well, have you ever wondered what is character and how do you build it and how do you manage it and how do you maintain it? Let's dig in and learn a little bit about character today. Now, we all know that character is really important in life and your career, yet it's rarely talked about in career development programs. Character is perhaps one of the most important things to look for when you're hiring or advancing people. Personally, I've always seen character as more important than competence. Competence, you can train that. Character, that's a whole different issue. You really can't train character. It kind of comes as part of the person. So that's why character has always taken a front seat for me in my hiring and advancement decisions with people. And I know from talking to other senior leaders that they see that similarly. Let's begin by understanding what is character. In the English language, character is usually thought of as being represented by what you see in these three bulleted items on the slide. First, it's a usual pattern of behavior or conduct. Second, it's the motives, intentions, and moral qualities of someone. Thirdly, it's the distinctive nature, temperament, essence, what's often said to be the originality of someone. Now, in my experience, there's no small amount of confusion around defining something like character. It's in such common usage that everybody you talk to thinks they understand it. But the curious thing I found in decades of doing this kind of work with people, if you sit a group of people down and ask them to define it, you'd be surprised at just how many different things you come up with. For our purposes in this video here today, I'm going to focus on the behavioral aspect of character because I think that really resonates the most and is the easiest for all of us to agree with and to come to grips with. If you're interested, you can find a much more detailed exploration of character in my ebook titled How to Crush That Career Thing. The link to the book is in the description. Most of us would agree that in American culture, integrity and good character, for a lot of people, they would use those interchangeably to some degree. Integrity for a lot of people is defined as being honest, but in reality, integrity is far more than simple honesty. Integrity is living an integrated life. So it's being integrated with your values. And if one of those values is truthfulness, then yes, you're going to be honest. But more than that, integrity and being integrated has to do with doing what you say you will do. And that concept for me and my work with people over the years has really proven to be the central thing that people hang their hat on and can agree on around what is character. Now, there's another aspect to character that is probably going to be new for a lot of you, and that is there are two different dimensions to character. There's what I call personal capital and social capital, and they're quite different. Personal capital relates to your own personal aspirations for your character. Social capital relates to the assessments of your character made by other people. Now, this connects right back to our focus on behavior as a central construct for understanding character. Behavior is something that can be observed. People can see that, and this goes right back to doing what you say you're going to do. So if you say something and then that doesn't show up, then people are going to look at that disconnect and they're going to go, oh, well, gee, I'd like to be able to trust this person, but I don't think I can because what I'm seeing is a disconnect between what they say and what they do. So you and I as individuals can have all kinds of aspirations for our character, and we can think a certain way about ourselves. But if other people, in seeing our conduct and behavior in the world, notice these disconnects between what we say and what we do, then they're going to form a different opinion about our character. So let me ask you, if there's a disconnect in how others see your character from how you see your character, which opinion about your character is going to matter the most in the world? It won't be yours. It's going to be the opinions of other people. So this is often a huge shock to a lot of people, is that they get very wrapped up in their personal aspirations and their own view of their character. It's an idealistic view, right? So what do you think happens to the reputation of people who get all wrapped up in their own view of their character, their personal capital, and they shut down other people trying to give them feedback about their experience of their character, their social capital? I mean, it's costly, right? It's extremely costly for people. And this is something that a lot of people don't register, is they believe that they're standing up for their view of who they are, right? And they severely question other people. Well, who are you to tell me who I am? I make those decisions for myself. Well, yeah, okay. Without a healthy personal capital and some aspirations to be a certain kind of person, you'd never have the commitment to create that person in reality. But it's your behavior in the world that creates that person. And it's your behavior that other people are looking at and watching to see, is it consistent? Is your behavior consistent with what you say? And if it's not, all of us really need to be open to the feedback from others, because otherwise it can be catastrophic for us, especially in your career, especially when you're working around other people all the time, is those other people are constantly exposed to that conundrum, to your behavior and what you say, constantly throughout the entire workday. So the sum total of that exposure that people have to your behavior versus what you say, that's going to create a very strong idea in their mind of what your character is. If you're very attentive to doing what you say you do and to correcting course and getting back to people and communicating well and apologizing and cleaning up the mess when you don't, then that's going to accrue positively to your character. And unfortunately, the opposite is also true. But what I've found is no matter how bad things have gotten, I think that if someone puts forth an honest and a consistent effort to move their character from a place that they're horrified that people think that of them into a different place, I think most people are forgiving and most people are gonna respond well to that. Because I think everybody can relate to the fact that we are not the people we were yesterday. And we're certainly not even biologically the same people we were a year ago. So enlightenment can strike any of us at any point in time. And when that happens, if we really put forth the effort, I think people will embrace that. And that's really a positive, hopeful thing. You see, character is built over time through conduct that's consistent with your values. It's fragile. It's malleable. Like anything else in life that you do, you're not going to get it right all of the time. And you're not going to please all of the people all of the time. So you might as well be gentle with yourself and be gentle with others. The most important thing is to just stay in the game and continue your journey toward becoming your best self. And you know what? Helping others do the same feels pretty good too. And that's going to involve a lot of learning, a lot of highs and a lot of lows. And in the end, how you deal with both of those things is going to say a lot about your character. So that's a wrap for today's video. And for those of you who have an interest in learning more about your character in the real world, I've listed in the description below links to our AP 360 Social Capital Survey and also our Career Discovery eBook, How to Crush That Career Thing. Again, all that information is in the description below.